You know the what's the jump called? They keep going down this street. You get on 8th Street.
Yeah.
Capital Fine Wine and Liquors. Yeah.
I was gonna go to Trader Joe's. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Nah, Trader Joe's is closed. It was closed at 9.
Yeah, I'm hip. That's when I texted you. That's why I literally texted you to see if I had a run there before.
Are you about to grab it? Nah, I was like,
I
I be feeling like,
Yeah.
I be feeling like if I'm the one running it, I
got good deals,
provide
though.
everything.
Trader Joe's is a trap store, bro. They can't be open too late.
I ain't a Trader Joe's type of nigga.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, no, it's running right now, but like, shit, I ain't got no like, I don't do no intro or nothing. You feel me? Like,
right? Smooth.
this Ose right here. Don't much need to be said. Just want to say this is officially the first episode of Unscripted. Man, if y'all done made it this far just to turn this on, I just want to send appreciation ahead of time. Without due, man.
Long time coming, man.
No cap.
Waiting on this one, man.
No cap. We've been waiting on this. I got a question for you, man.
What's up?
So, I want to know how you feel you are perceived on campus.
Perceived.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to break it down by like people or like administration? Like what? Like just in general?
So let's talk about students. How do you feel like you are perceived around campus?
Okay, I hate to be that guy that keeps asking questions to the person.
Okay.
But
Nah,
like,
you good.
you want me to go based off of how I think or what like I'm told by the people, like I'm perceived like
How you think?
I would think that like I'm perceived as somebody that's like, you know what I'm saying, always trying to look out
Okay.
for the people next to me, trying to make sure everybody win. Like that's definitely always been a priority to me.
Yeah.
Like since I got there. Like I seen the amount of opportunities you get at Howard and I just be thinking like, dang, everybody needs to be like on the same wave every day. So I'm
Yeah.
always just trying to make sure that like that's something I can hone in on for sure.
Okay. Now, does that come from how you was raised? Have you always been like that from a younger age?
To an extent. I didn't always have the option
Okay.
to try. I think I grew up being the one who needed help. Like I mainly was the person who needed help more than the one helping others, type of thing.
Okay. And what aspect?
I wasn't that good like in school. Like grades was cool, mid. Like I wasn't dumb or nothing, but like grades was mid, in trouble a lot. I didn't have too much going for myself to where like I could like show somebody else anything.
Okay. So then where would you say that shifted?
It shifted. I think it shifted when I was like about 13 years old.
Okay.
Like, 13 years, I gave my life to Christ. Like, I think like my relationship with God like showed me like what love means, like, and not like love like relationship type love, but like what it meant to like love people, like, and love yourself. And like from there, it kind of just changed my mindset towards like life, like in general, like in approaching people. So
Okay. Now, I was told at a young age you kind of had to figure it out for yourself. You kind of dive into that a little bit.
yeah, funny story, bro. So mind you, like I don't come from like a poor family or anything like that. Like I wouldn't necessarily say we were struggling. Like it was both my parents like nurses, like do what they had to do, take care of the family. They used to take care of a lot, like all their kids. Plus, you know what I'm saying, you're always looking out for the family back in Nigeria and stuff, cool. So like, by no means that I grew up with like extra stuff or like privilege or anything like that. But it was more so you got what you needed to get by.
Okay.
And if you performed well, if you did what you're supposed to do, like, yeah, there was room to do more. But like there was no room to be spoiled because my parents had 4 kids. So it was a lot of like hustle to take care of what you needed. Like all of us, if there's anything out of the ordinary that we wanted to do or pull off, like we had to kind of figure that out by our own means. And for me, like I already told you, like I wasn't doing well in school, like didn't really have much going for myself. I started cutting hair when I was 13. And it was one specific day, like I was going to school and I had asked my dad for lunch money, like, cause like some would like, so basically our free lunch thing was off, like it was wrong. It wouldn't always work. So sometimes we would still have to like pay for lunch instead of getting a little free lunch package.
Okay.
So I asked him for lunch money and like, he was like, after he just seen me cutting people that weekend, he's like, bro, don't ask me for lunch money. Like don't ask me get that. And from that day, like it just hit me like, yo, like I actually gotta do this like by myself. Like, I gotta figure out like a lot for myself. And it was kind of like that looking at my relationship with my mom too. It's like, okay, my mom is like, she has no plan. My mom is somebody who's always trying to look out for people, help people, cool. But it's like, if you're not like doing what you're supposed to be doing, she's not going to be happy about helping you in any way. So it's like I wasn't standing on business the way I was. So like I would be scared to ask her for anything or ask for any type of help. So it put me in a position where it's like, I need to make sure that I don't have to ask anybody for anything. And I was just hustling and grinding to make sure I could do it for myself.
Okay. Now, I guess that young of an age, was there any resentment towards them kind of saying you need to figure it out on yourself? Did you feel like, oh, I'm a little too young, like I should still be getting a little bit of help? Was there any comparisons that were made? Because I'm sure you had some peers who were like living off their parents still, like especially you 13. Like I was living off my parents at 13. I'm not gonna lie to you. Was there anything that you felt towards them in that way?
I didn't even feel like, everything I'm explaining to you right now is like in perspective, looking back. In a moment of time, like you got to understand too, like you create your own normal based off of what you're used to. So it's like, if that's what I'm used to and this is what it is, it doesn't feel like, hey, like I'm going to the store, buying my own soap, buying my own clothes, buying, like, it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Like, it wasn't like, it didn't feel out of pocket or like out of bounds. So like, I was kind of used to it. Like, I didn't look at my parents like, dang, y'all not looking out for me. Because like, my parents aren't bad people. It was like, I was the bad child.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would they go out the way to try to be more favorable to me when it's like, I'm not doing anything to prove to be more favorable to, especially having multiple siblings and like cousins and stuff like that. Like, it shows you like you can't be main character, bro. Like there's other people that need to get looked out for. Like I got a sister about to go to college. Like my other siblings gonna go to college. Like I couldn't make myself more important than I needed to be in that situation. So it didn't feel that crazy.
Got you. So now that's 13. That's your freshman year.
That was
high school.
It was
what?
I'm a
freshman year.
13?
13.
No. I was 14 my freshman. I'm one of them kids whose birthdays. I'm an O2 baby. So I turned 13 in 7th grade, 14 in 8th. 14 8th grade. Yeah.
I was 13 when I was a freshman. Or B. Or everything I love. I was 13.
I wasn't. I was like.
Nah, bro, that math is off, bro.
I was like, there's no way.
I was 13 because I graduated when I was 17.
Same.
See, some of us, you know.
Oh, my bad.
Some people need a little longer. You get what I'm saying?
I know I'm not tripping though. Like,
I ran as far away from skipping any type of
Okay.
I had that option real quick, and
You did it.
So my mom made the choice for me the first time. Second time, I was like, I ain't doing that.
Okay.
First option was in kindergarten. I was bad in kindergarten too. So like, I remember getting the phone calls home. I was wilding, bro. Like I was wilding, bro.
Like no nap time type.
No, like it was bad. But like that's back when I think I was actually smarter than my peers. Like, I think academically I leveled out. But when I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, I started off in preschool. My parents had to put me in a preschool because they said that, my mom told me a story recently. She was like, I grew up like around my brothers, my cousins, like I'm talking to people every day, all that. My closest brother to me, he's 01. It's like he's a year older than me, but he's 2 years of school above me. And when he went off to school, they said like I was in the crib and like I was like kind of just moving weird, like socially weird. Like they were like it was just something. They were like they could tell something awful about me, and I was kind of acting out like being the only one left at home, and I was complaining a lot about like being by myself. So they put me in a preschool. Plus they was working too. Like I was in preschool. That preschool though, bro, they got me right. I don't know what happened, bro, but I was in that joint. All I know is that I got smart like faster than I was supposed to be.
Okay.
So
educationally wise, you was locked in.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
That preschool they put me in, bro, that joint was special. But I fought my way out of there too. I got mad and said, I don't ride the bus to school. I don't want to be here. I'm thinking like this ain't. I remember I used to come home 3-4 years old like this ain't real school. Like I didn't hop on a yellow bus. Like this ain't school. So I kept telling that to my parents. So now I'm getting in trouble because I'm like, all my friends in the neighborhood go to real school. I don't. So they put me in the same school now as like my siblings. I'm in public school. I go there. I'm in kindergarten. I'm killing it. Like we doing the workbooks. I'm done with them. Like 2 weeks worth of work. Done with that in a day. Like I'm running through all of that. Then that's when I used to cause trouble after I finished my work. It's like I finished my work, walk through the class. Like I was on BS, bro. Like I finished my work, just walk through the class, seeing what I want to do, starting stuff. And then that's when they called my parents one day and were like, yeah, like I don't think he should be like in the classroom with these kids. Like it's clearly something's off. Like there's nothing wrong with the work part, he's killing that, but like socially he's like on a first grade level.
Okay.
So they try to move me up out of kindergarten into first grade. And at first my mom took it as like, oh, you don't like him because like he keep getting in trouble, so you try and get him up out of here.
Yeah.
But then they were like, no, like it's a real academic thing. She's like, well, she not skipping it because she started first grade when she was 4. And my mom hated that experience, like being the youngest in the class.
Yeah,
So she's like, you're not going through that. Then in high school, I got into all the programs so it was like science and tech. They had then they also had the 2-year program where you can graduate with the associate's degree, all that. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not rushing.
Cause you knew it was gonna put you ahead of schedule.
Yeah, but like for what? Like what were you rushing for?
Yeah. I think a lot of people that do that kind of miss the social part of it. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Some dudes be like, what, 17, 16 in college?
Bruh, I started getting money, bro, and was like, nah, I'm gonna experience like I'm not rushing none. Like I was not geek for school whatsoever. So I'm like, if you think I'm finna double down and take the community college classes and do all that stuff, like not as a whole program. Maybe a little bit for dual enrollment, but like I was not about to graduate with the associate. I did not care for that, bro.
Yeah. So then the barber shop, becoming a barber, when did that click in for you? But that you said 13, right? And I'm guessing that was your first like entrepreneurship type of.
I mean, you can call it that. You can say it's my first, but like, that's my first like real jump.
Okay.
The barber stuff started like. So like I told you, it's 4 of us, like 4 siblings, 3 of us boys. Yo, like you know how much haircuts cost today, and like the evolution of haircut prices going up. Imagine like, as a dad, it sounds cool now, like getting a haircut every 2 weeks, every week, like dudes be doing, but you got to pay for 3 kids to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like now you really have to find the cheapest option because you ain't about to be paying for 3 kids to regularly get hair. Like that's actual like bill right there that you doing. So
phone bill
in return, like a common thing in the Nigerian community when you growing up, it's like, bro, you ain't getting a haircut that often. You getting a haircut every 4 weeks. Okay. Not 2 weeks. You going 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm going to school.
I know you looking right. 3rd weekend, you looking right.
Bro, when I was in 4th grade, this is the first time like I really got busy with the clippers, bro. Like my dad bald, so I've been cutting his hair since I was like 8, 9. Like been cutting his hair. He know how to do it himself, but like it's smoothing for me. Like, and I had the vision for it. So I'll try to line myself up. We had the little Fresh Friday or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't about to wear the no, you're not wearing a school uniform. Like, bro, I'm about to get fresh, bro. Like I gotta get the lineup. Try to line myself up, bro.
Fuck that. That look crazy. I know you got a flick of that.
Bro.
Gotta have a flick.
I made sure there's no recollection of that joint anyway. Right. Push that joint up to like, bro, that joint was like on top of my head in the middle. I was crying, bro. I'm like, bro, I gotta take me to the barber shop, all that. Like,
can't fix that.
Luckily, I was woofing, so all they had to do was cut it down for real. I was able to bring it down a little. It was cool, but it looked bad. But that was the start of me touching the clippers. That was 4th grade, or 5th grade, one of them joints. Yeah.
So then, when did it become like I'm gonna make this a business? Like, I'm gonna make money off of this.
So, I grew up playing football too. Like I'll probably say that was like football was my main thing. Like my life was surrounded around that for sure. Like, and then all I remember was I think it was my 8th grade year. I'm ready to go into the school year. Mind you, the only reason why I was able to play football is because my neighbor Tim, his father like would take us to practice every day. Like they like family for real, and like all of us would go together. All of us in the neighborhood play for the same team. But Tim, my brother, my man Henry, they all like on a higher division. They were all like 2 divisions above me. So the way I was playing was like either playing up to their division or playing 1 division up. So we had like aligned schedules, go to practice together, all that. All of them go to high school now. I don't got no ride to practice. My parents aren't really invested in my athlete career. Like they never been to any of my games, none of that. So like they didn't know I was good at football. Like they never seen nothing like to do it. Like they don't know like, okay, like coaches coming to recruit. Like they weren't aware of nothing going on. All they knew was like, oh, y'all play football for fun. Like they thinking it's a game. And like a lot of Nigerians like priority is academics first, which is right. But like, you know what I'm saying? You can there's ways to invest in your career, and I didn't have that, and I don't resent them for it either, because at the same time it's like they didn't understand, bro. That wasn't how our family was structured. So cool, they're like, you ain't playing football this year, because I have no resources to do so. I have no ride to practice. I don't got none of this. Like I don't have nothing in place that I had before. They're like randomly like, you're not playing, and then they were like, we also want you to also I wasn't doing good in school. They're like, you need to actually focus. Like you need to focus on school this year. I'm like, okay, me cutting out football ain't gonna make me lock in on school. But I'm like, this removes like all my free time. Like, this removes all my time. Now I have all this free time. So I told myself, like, okay, now that I'm not playing football, I'm done being broke. Like, I'm done wearing the same pair of shoes to school every day. Like, I have an opportunity here. Let's see what I can do. Started watching them YouTube videos over the summer, bro. Had $20 saved up. Bought some clippers from Walmart. Went crazy with the Walmart clippers, bro. And a couple months later,
that was it.
The rest was history, bro. Like,
okay. So then, how did you make that grow So it's like, all right, it's a business now. Was it just for the school? Was it for the neighborhood? What was your strategy from that point?
So my strategy was, I'm not showing anything until I actually believe I'm good.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest mistakes people make, like with businesses, is like the first thing everybody wants to do is promote, promote, promote. But like, imagine you promoting like a bunch of mid work, and like that's all people were like remember you for. That's all people remember. Like you put out so much bad product, and then you start putting out a good product. I'm never forgetting the bad product you put out.
Yeah. But do you even get to the good product though? Really, because it's like you seen a bad product. It's like I'm not even looking anymore.
Two different types of markets, bro.
Okay.
There's a market that's not analyzing what your product is. They're just taking what they can get.
Okay.
Then there's a market that's only hopping onto your product if other people like your product. So for me, I tapped into a market where it didn't matter. Like I would cut like I had like two main clients that I practiced on. It was my man that I grew up with that lived in my neighborhood, and like his haircut was a little easier, but like that was like my consistent go-to. He get free cuts for life, man. Like I really started. Shout out my man Bundu, DJ Bundu, bro. He one of the ones, bro. But then this other dude named Steven, and mind you, Steven, he a Nigerian kids like me. His parents would cut his hair though. They'd shave him bald. So this the ultimate come up. He come to school, bro. Bow, smack his head every day. That's what everybody was doing, smacking his head, bro. And like I'd be like, bro, like I ain't gonna lie, like whatever you got right now, bro, like I can give you a level up from this. Like I'm like, I know this is bad, bro, but like what I do, I'm like, I at least give you a shape up, bro.
So it wasn't even no shape up.
No shape,
just like give him the whole full fade.
Bro.
Bad.
Bro, straight ball DC, bro. Like smack his head, grab his head. I'm like, dang, like all I used to look like, but that can't be me, bro. Like, but I told him, bro, like I'm gonna get you right, bro. It's gonna be better than this. So I'm cutting him, and like now you see him pull up to school, fresh ball fade lineup. The fade not even that clean. It's just the fact that you seeing him with like a decent cut. Now he got all the girls on him like, oh Steven, like and like mind you, before like the standard from what it looked like before, it's like a crazy jump.
Nah,
and it's like, oh, say you did that. Like everybody's like, I ain't letting a 13-year-old touch my hair.
Yeah.
He let me touch his head. No,
hey, I was trying to pull it, but you feel me? Like,
but yeah, he let me touch his head. It was smooth from there. I started cutting a couple other people in my middle school, and like once I started cutting the people that people deemed as like cool and stuff like that, bro. That's all it was. Cause people just be like this world is literally a bunch of followers, bro. Yeah. Like you have to step outside the realm of following and see how you can get somebody else to follow. But the world's a bunch of followers. You got a couple people that people think is cool. Now you valid to the world. By the time we got to 8th grade prom, bro, I was cutting everybody, bro. Like everybody in middle school. And like what made it even more tough is that I was only charging $10, bro. So it's like you charging $10 and like the cut is not bad. Mm-hmm. Folks is on it, mind you. I still don't have no Instagram. Still don't got no page for nothing, none of that. Just a couple Snapchat posts here and there about cuts. I posted my first cut ever maybe like 8 months after I started cutting hair. 8 months after.
Okay.
So nobody even seen what the progression was from the beginning. Yeah. You think this my beginning. That summer going into high school, created an Instagram, and mind you, I had an arsenal of all the cuts that I did over the last few months. Was posting them like every other day, acting like I just cut this person. Because that's another thing. When people think you have a lot of clientele or you in motion, they trying to hop on that wave too. Everybody be going to him.
Of course.
Like, bro, these cuts from 3 months ago. Yeah. But so everybody be going to him. Everybody be going to him. And it really became that. Now everybody really is going to me. But blew up that summer going into high school. Got to high school, tapped into the athlete community first. Like, going on purpose. A lot of people thought I came to my high school to play football because it was my neighborhood school. So that's how I was getting approached. Like, and I was over there in the summer program. People think I'm about to play. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. If I'm playing football, at least ain't gonna be this season, bro. Like, I'm getting too much money, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm doing this. Bro, kind of all the football players. Homecoming came. Homecoming, I had to raise my prices to 15. I thought I was the one, bro.
Oh, you was charging 10?
Yeah, I was charging 10. Raised the price to 15, bro. The rest is history, bro. By the time I was 16, bro, 500 plus clients. Like, it was crazy.
Okay. Now, when it got to that point with the clients, was there a thought that, okay, I can now diversify myself in a whole bunch of different business ventures, knowing that I already have a following that's supporting me off of this one thing I did?
It wasn't a thought, but I accidentally did it and knew that I could do it.
Okay.
I bought a camera. I always had the natural like media skill. Like, I think aside from cutting hair, like the deeper vision with cutting hair was my natural ability to know like what looks good and what doesn't.
It's the visuals.
And like I realized like that's not something you can learn. Like, you just have to know like what's tough, what's not. Like, and I learned that people get hired in this world, bro, just for your thought process, your creative direction. And I didn't even think I was creative, but I knew I had that skill set. When it came to visuals, I always was playing around with iMovie, like all that stuff. Cool. I bought this camera. I'm like, I wanted to shoot a video, like a haircut video. I shot it with my man Johnny, and like, bruh, me and Johnny, we got gym class together. Like all we do is troll, play around every day. Cool. Like we come back to the crib. I be cutting shit, like we be plate fighting, all that. We be in the garage like slap boxing, everything. Like it's just always a bunch of games trolling. I shoot this haircut video, shooting the scene, like it's a slim scene of me slapping him in the face, like with the glove, like cool, like there's a whole bunch of trolling going on. I shot the video, edited it. The video was actually hard, and like I just had it sitting on my phone. Like I sent it to him, and like people was telling me like, yo, Johnny keep watching this joint all day in class, and he keep sending it out. And I'm like, hold on, wait, should I actually post this?
Might have to.
Do that joint up. Bro, the joint went stupid on Twitter, bro. Like, it went viral. And shout out my man's posting because I didn't even want to post it on Twitter. My Instagram was for barber stuff. My Twitter was for, like, my personal stuff. This dude gonna create a whole entire Twitter for me without me knowing my name, all that stuff, all the information, and throw the video up for me because I wouldn't post it. And that was, like, my Twitter barber page. So you didn't even post it? Yeah, he posted it. And then because it was jumping on Instagram a little bit. And then it went on Twitter, the joint went crazy.
Yeah, now Twitter.
Yeah, you know, Twitter vibe was different, bro. Like that joint went up. Like for the DMV standards, that joint went up. And after that, that's when I knew, like, yo, I got this media stuff jumping too. So I started shooting videos here and there for people, doing stuff, recording cuts. Like started when pandemic came out, upgrading equipment, doing stuff just for fun. Like now people like, yo, like, can you actually shoot my music video for me? Can you do this? Like it became like a thing, and I'm like, whoa, like I guess I'm gonna do it. And like I already had clientele base because I had the same people from barbering. Got a following, and like the biggest difference between like there's two ways you can grow a social media following off of like genuinely knowing people and people trying to come to you from like a client perspective. My social media following, like I remember like when I was like in high school, people used to be like, who you think you are with this ratio and this and that. I'm like, I didn't even know the ratio was. Like I wasn't over here plotting to do this and that. I had 90 something followers summer going to high school and followed 90 something people. I knew everybody I followed. By the time I got to ninth grade, I had 1,000-something followers, and I still followed the same 100-something people. Yeah. It wasn't like, hey, like I had a bunch of followers and unfollowed them. Like, no, it was like all those people followed me for business inquiries, like trying to get haircuts, support business. Like it was a bunch of client, like it was all like client based. I didn't know majority of the people like following me. So like it stayed like that forever. Like people trying to tap in or get a service out of me. That's why like I had a following for both businesses.
Okay. So then when was it? Okay, let's make this LLC. Let's create the business. Let's put a name on it.
So this is gonna contradict my resume, but okay. I mean, the business is official. Like
I don't see the resume, so you know.
The business was official since 8th grade. Like it's been official. Like and like I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what year I started filing taxes, but I started filing taxes like before. I was able to file taxes on me cutting hair before I actually had an LLC. I don't think I got my LLC until 2019. I believe. I think it's 2019 or 2020. One of them. The reason why I got an LLC was because I wanted a way to have documented work history. Okay. It got to the point where I was so used to being broke in middle school that I never actually counted any money or like seen like I was just stacking. Mm-hmm. I got to ninth grade, like probably towards the end of ninth grade, pulled the wad of cash out the stash and was like, yo, like I actually got bread. Yeah. Like then 10th grade, I was trying to buy a car. I'm trying to buy a car, then I realized like I don't even got an option to like I don't got an option to like go to the dealership and like get a loan or nothing like that. Like I can't even do stuff like that. Had to go to the auction, get my Camry for the low, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bought that junk like 5-6 bands, cool, handle that. But it's like everything I'm doing I gotta do with cash or finesse. Like it wasn't like I can do anything legit. Yeah. Then I'm like, dang, what if I want to buy a crib? Like what if I want to do something else? And that's when I was like, let me get my business together. Let me like actually start paying myself like on file so I can have documented work history. And then now it's like when it's time to pull out my history, you know, I can have something to refer to. Then also started like building my credit too as well. Okay. Now, Flowers High School. did that influence how you turned out in terms of your business acumen at all? Oh yeah, for sure. I know there's a lot of like there's some people that came out of Flowers. I don't know. Were you there when Rico Nasty was there? No. She older than me, but like I knew she went there. Like At a point in time, like Rico and Nasty was there. At a point in time,
Yeah.
Q the Fool was there. Like
Zan, man.
I mean, I was in school with Zan. Like, yeah,
Okay.
we were actually there during the same period of time. Like,
Okay.
I remember him like in the hallway, like freestyling. Like
Mel said he used to just be in the hallway every day, no class, just kicking it.
okay, I couldn't say nothing because like I was skipping class too. Bro.
Oh, okay.
Like, me and him, we wasn't like 1-to-1 locked in. We just had like a lot of mutuals. So, like I'd be around him, but like he wasn't my mans. And then like I didn't know he was gonna blow up the way he did. And once he started blowing up, I wasn't about to be like, hey, like we locked in now. Just be like, I wasn't about to like hop on the wave or do that, like, nothing like that. Like I still supported him, but like it's like I still viewed him kind of like how I viewed him like in high school. Like I was moody in the hallway, doing this thing cool. But the amount of people that like were in my high school and what they were doing is crazy. Like we had like YouTubers with 500,000 subscribers. Like we had artists in the school who weren't like doing regular numbers. Like they were doing 1 million on YouTube type hits. Like it wasn't normal. Like if we had TikTok from freshman year,
It'd be crazy, ridiculous.
bro, what? Like
Ridiculous.
even myself, bro, I ain't even like, I neglected the TikTok wave because like I just didn't feel like adding another social media. But if I documented everything we did from the age of 14 to 18, we would have went stupid, bro.
Yeah.
But what I was around at Flowers was crazy, bro. Like the way people were successful, businesses, all that. Like I know folks who were next to me making 100K in a year, and like I'm just like, oh, it's possible, it's possible. And in terms of business, like the population, bro, it's like you got 2,000 people in this show. Let's leverage this. Like folks want to beef left and right, this and that. I'm like, nah, I'm cool with all y'all as long as y'all pay me. Like, pay me, you finna get this money, bro.
No cap.
All that stuff y'all doing left and right, that's cool. Still getting paid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna make sure y'all appointments don't line up, but I'm still getting paid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Was that? Do you think that was a PG, like PG public school culture, or would you think it was just Flowers culture? Like,
Right.
I wasn't too tapped into, like, in just terms of the business acumen, just kind of thinking past just right now, like the hustle culture. Was that PG?
I wouldn't
specific?
say PG because it's not the whole PG. It's certain. It was a certain pool of schools like that. Rose, Flowers, like pool was like probably the most dominant.
Was Wise?
Then like you had Wise was cool for the sports. Everything else, I think that school was horrible. Like no shade to Wise people, bro. But it's like Wise is, bro. I really do not like Wise, bro. I don't like that school, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
Is it a real rivalry? Like it's real beef?
It's nothing's real, bro.
Okay.
Nobody dying about none of this.
I know,
like,
I
but
know that.
it is a legit. It is a legit rivalry. I think for me it was more so like I matched up character. Like I would look at like the quality of character of people that's like actions I would see from people from a certain school versus like my school, like or another school, and I'd just be like, yo, this isn't normal. Like that's out of pocket. And like for me it was a little different because like my childhood, like right hand man, like Jordan, we grew up. Mind you, Jordan boxed now. Like, and he been boxing since we was kids. Like, he gonna go pro. Like, he gonna be the next big thing for sure. Like, but we grew up, like, doing everything together since, like, the age of 5. So it's like, we in the same school, same class, same everything, every year from the age of 5 years old up until 8th grade, right? Cool. We finished our 8th grade. I'm thinking, okay, we both about to go to Flowers. His acceptance note to science and tech comes delayed. Okay. So it's like, my neighborhood school was Largo. His is Wise. But we live 5 minutes away from each other, right? I'm thinking, okay, cool. Like we finna both go to Flowers, call it a day, cool. Jordan and I'm going to Wise.
Wait, so how does that work? Flowers is a public school, right?
Yeah, but
you wasn't zoned for Flowers.
I was in a program.
Okay,
It was a science and tech program.
Okay.
Now, am I a science and tech dude? No, but you got to do what you got to do
to get it.
To get to, you know what I'm saying?
You wasn't trying to go to Largo?
No, it was not, bro. No respect to my Largo man, bro. Like y'all know what it is, bro. But y'all know that school is not preparing nobody for
at all.
Nothing, bro. Like they all my friends at Largo, like I just be all my friends that went to Largo, my OGs, my brothers, friends, all them. I just look and I'm just like, y'all potential would have been used like so much better, like at another school, because no matter how much work you put in, I don't believe that many schools like this may not even just be like PG County, but like I don't think as many schools like help people get to the next level the same way Flowers does. Like they're so key in on like making sure that you succeed like post school. Like they do not want this to be your peak. If Flowers is your peak, it's because you chose for it to be your peak, not because they ain't get you right. They ain't prepare me academically. Like, they ain't teach me nothing that made me like, oh, I'm super smart at Howard or nothing. But, like, they got me right for the next level. Like, got me into college. Like, for college, like, they showed me how to do that college process, helped us get scholarships, all that. Like, they was on that for us. Like,
okay. And I think a lot of high schools kind of like that as well. Like, especially, like, in terms of getting the money to make sure, like, you're not paying in college. Like, I feel like a lot of high schools just do enough. Like, okay, you got the educational side, but it's like, where the finances, where is it? How am I going to pay for it? That type of thing. I think that's where some schools lack. Especially my school was like that. Like, the math ain't never told us anything about, like, yeah, you can get a scholarship here and there, but it wasn't like, all right, this is what you do. Like, Dallas Scholar, you start, you know what I mean? Like, it was never like that. Never like that at all. But I think it also, like, goes back to, like a school like DeMatha, if you got money, like DeMatha, you got paid a tuition, right? So it was almost like, I think it was, they got enough money to be here. We don't really got to press too much on making sure that they got the money to go into college. Whereas a school where, it's a public school, some kids are really getting it out the mud. It's like, it's almost in the back of your head to like make sure they get right. And I'm guessing Dr. Brown has something to do with that.
Yeah, Dr. Brown for sure, bro. Like, that was like the perfect principal. That's like the perfect principal archetype for any PG County school. People just don't know. Like, you drop him in any school, he finna make like. You drop Dr. Brown in any school right now, like he gonna make like he gonna impact like 500 people the same day, bro. Like, it's just he different. Yeah. Like, he different. Like, I always make this reference. Like, it's a lot of like black people everywhere in PG County, cool, like all that. But like within the school context, like you don't have that many black people that like are still them and still have that like intellect, but still them at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know at what point it was decided that like you have to pick to either be cool and dumb or be smart or smart and weird. Yeah. And that really pisses me off. But like Dr. Brown is an intellect, but he's still like a real cool. Yeah.
You can have different conversations depending on what conversation you need to have. He can do that for you. Like, no. Gosh, what? There go my camera.
It's dead?
Yeah. No, it's not dead. Gosh,
what happened?
Gosh, this the unscripted part. I don't know why I do this. Just act like nothing happened, bro.
I got you.
Just act like nothing happened. Just act like nothing happened, bro. It really be like that sometimes. You feel me? It don't even be like an overheating thing. It just, you feel me? Like, it's like nothing happened. You feel me? All right.
Yeah, like, nah, he different, bro. Like, taught me a lot, bro. Like, and honestly, like, being around him showed me, like, all right, like, I don't gotta switch up too much. Like, I can still be me. Yeah. And still right out be successful, bro. Like, I don't gotta, like, be a certain type of way. I don't gotta be a square, like, smart. Like, I hate that perception, bro, of, like, you gotta be smart and, like, odd or something. Yeah, like, nah, I can stand on business.
Yeah. Got you. So then, where does Howard come into play now?
So, Dr. Brown was a Howard alumni.
Shit really finna cook me, bro. Okay. Let me see real quick.
How are you looking, man?
Smooth, bro. Smooth. Smooth little technical difficulties, you feel me? But we back type shit.
Good combos, though.
Type shit. All right, go ahead, though. So we left off. Now we making a decision to Howard, right? So now going into freshman year, that was 2021 for you. Yeah. So right after COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, I knew I was going to Howard though, bro. Like.
Okay.
I said it in I said it in 8th grade. I was just chatting, but like it started lining up properly, bro. Yeah. You talk about stuff, bro. Like you can pray about something one time, bro. 5 years before, God gonna make it like line up somehow. Like, oh, you asked for this, like type thing, you know.
And why was it Howard? Why was it always Howard for you?
I believe I have a flawed thought process. I don't believe anybody should ever like try to copy this or even make sense logically. My friends call it like Osenomics or like Ose logic. Like, nah, it's because it's a serious thing. But this was my breakdown of the world. Like, okay, I'm black. I'm from PG County. I'm Nigerian. I need to go to a place where I'm celebrated, not tolerated. That's one, right? So automatic thought process for me is like, okay, I grew up in high school. In high school, I probably seen like one white person in 4 years out of 2,000 students. Like, in my lifetime, I've seen less than 100 white people. Like, I don't even know like what those interactions look like, what it's like at all, anything like that. I want to go to HBCU. People always say, oh, you need to go to PWI or you need to go to these spaces because this is what the real world looks like, get this experience. But I'm like, if that's what the real world is, no matter what, I'm gonna get there eventually, right? So what am I trying to rush?
Might as well,
You know, like what I said earlier, like what we be rushing, everybody be trying to rush on what we rushing for. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to go to HBCU. But okay, I'm going to HBCU, but I want to go to the best school possible, right? Then on top of that, because of my business and what I had going on, I'm way too invested in my community. Like it's not normal, bro. Like I'm so tied to PG, bro. Like it's crazy. I'm so tied to PG. I'm so tied to Largo. Like it's serious. And it's like me going to school, like out of state. Like if I went to school like out Cali or somewhere like Texas, like, bruh, it just wouldn't be good for the community. Like it's too many people that I'm tied to. Too many people like I'm mentoring, like looking out for. Like too many people under me coming up. Like too many people that look up to me for me to lead this area. Like it would have been a disservice. Plus like my family too. Like bro, I need to be here, bro. Like I don't know how many more years of this we got, bro. Like my parents old. Like I want to experience them as much as possible, bro. Like I'm the youngest, so I wanted to stay local. But I wanted to go to the best school in the area. I wanted to go to HBCU, and I wanted to stay local. So with those three in mind, what's the best HBCU? Howard. What's the best school in the area? At that time, between the argument of the standard, just like, oh, if you're not going to Hopkins, it better be UMD or Howard, bruh. Now it's no question. Howard, I don't care what nobody say. Howard's better than the University of Maryland, bro. Like from what I see us doing, bro. The guys at UMD know what's up too, bro. Y'all can't like sports, bro. Y'all cook us for life. Cool, take that. But like what we doing career-wise, y'all not touching. Y'all just not, bro. Especially undergrad. Like, cool. So I'm like, Howard is the choice by far. It's just a matter of how I'm gonna pay for how I'm gonna get there. So when I was applying to school, I only applied to 5 schools, and I did this on purpose because after round of high school got a 4.0, bro. Like I was graduating a 4.0. And do I actually believe I was a 4.0 student? No. But I knew the amount of work it took to get like certain grades. And like I knew what to do. I wasn't like the best in the classroom, but like I was able to leverage like the way assignments were weighted, effort in this area, effort in that, and get the grades needed. So I'm having a 4.0, a decent SAT, plus they're trying to make the SAT optional. I'm like, bro, I'm a valuable college like candidate right now. Like I'm on e-board for SGA, Principal's Action Council, and I'm a varsity track and field athlete, bro. Like, bro, I can do a lot right now. So I'm like, hold on, like, what do people get into Ivy Leagues with? I'm looking at my stats, like, I have the Ivy stuff. Like, I can really go. I'm talking to my cousin, I'm talking to everybody. They're like, yeah, you need to apply here, apply this, and that. I'm like, actually, let me not give y'all room to affect my decision. Like, let me go back into Ose logic real quick, bro. Like, I don't want y'all to affect my thought process, bro. Like, because I knew where I wanted to go. I wasn't about to have it affected by people being like, oh, you got in here, you need to go there. Then I told my mom how like if I didn't get into Howard, if I didn't get money for Howard, I wanted to go to Morgan State because I knew I could finesse money out of Morgan State, go there, have fun, and still be successful. Like career-wise, HBCU vibes, all that cool. My mom sat me down and was like, me and you both know what type of students you are. Don't go and fool yourself and lie to yourself and apply to these Ivy Leagues, accidentally get in, you go there, you get exposed. And not exposed isn't like, oh, I don't belong here, but like exposed academically. Like, she know I wasn't no 4.0 student, bro. Like, and it's like, it sounds like she was hating, but I promise you, she wasn't hating, bro. She just being real, bro.
Real
like,
love right
it's
there.
like, bro, it wasn't that. Like, maybe like if it was postgrad, it's different. Undergrad, it's like, all right, like, you need to. And she was like, don't go to Morgan because she instantly knew I was trying to use it as some type of shortcut, like cop-out type job. And going to Morgan is not a cop-out or shortcut, but she knew I was trying to do it in that type of way. So she was like, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what the situation is, bro, like, you need to try to go to Howard. Like, you can take a good look at UMD, whatever, cool, but you should try to go to Howard, like, see what's up. So I'm like, all right, bet. Did that. Applied to Howard, UMD, Morgan State, Towson, and UMBC. I knew I wasn't going to Towson. I knew I wasn't going to UMBC. I applied to those schools because, like, that's like the Maryland bot. Like, you live in Maryland, you got to apply there, bro. I did that stuff, cool. I got money from Towson and UMBC. Okay. Them Jones came in the mail, threw that joint in the trash.
Didn't even think about it.
No. And it wasn't about me. I didn't want nobody else to see it. Like, to this day, I don't think my parents know. I think I got was it a full ride? It might have been a full ride from Towson. I'm not going to lie. Or something, it was something crazy.
Because you knew they would have.
I didn't want anybody to look at it and, like, start thinking, like, oh, maybe you should do this. That's why I didn't apply to Ivies. Maybe you should go. No. I didn't want to do that. Because now it's like you're bringing in too many perspectives and opinions. Like, you have to limit. Sometimes you have to limit. If people don't see your vision, sometimes you have to limit the amount of information you give them to let them shift your vision. Like, if I know I'm on this, I'm praying about this is what I want to do. Like I'm gonna stick to it, not to my own failure, but like if I know that this is an option, I'm gonna stay on that. Because what happens is now you open that door for making this an option. Now I'm putting in less work here to make sure that I get here. When you cut off options, it makes you go way harder on something than you should be doing. And that's how I was with the school stuff. So Morgan State ends up losing my application. So I never even got my acceptance from them. That's out the way. I get into Maryland, but on the day I get into Maryland, almost all my friends get rejected that weren't athletes. And I'm just like, I'm looking like, who does Maryland think they are?
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all rejecting the men? I'm rejecting you. Like, I'm like, nah. I was beefing with Maryland, bro. I'm like, what you mean you deferred my man? Like you got 4.2. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's what made me so mad. I'm like, who they really think they is, bro? I got into Howard. I was geeking. Like, all right, bet. Like, I'm going to Howard. But then they gave me my financial aid package. I seen that joke, bro. It was good. It was good, but like it was just like I'm like, bro, that's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
Like they basically cover everything but housing.
Okay.
Housing and I had to come out of pocket for maybe about 16 to 17K a year. Okay. And I'm like, okay, I can figure that out through other scholarships. Yeah. But one advice for any high schooler that's watching this, anybody going to any level of college, make your decision as early as possible on where you want to go, because that helps you make the proper plans to get there. I made that decision in January 2021 that regardless of what this looks like, I'm going to Howard. And because I made that decision early, it made me go hard on it. Applied to 30-something scholarships, bro. 30-something scholarships, some HBCU, some this and that. Any zones I qualified for, end up winning 15 out of 30-something of them zones. One of them ones that I applied to, right, I got an email that hit me, and it was like, it came to my inbox, and I only got this email because I committed to Howard on time. And it was like, hey, don't share this, and that. But you've been selected to apply for this Morgan Stanley scholarship that's like they're trying to start or whatever. Cool. So, I mean, you know me, I sent that junk to my mans that got into him. Like, bro, you get this email, bro? Like, he got the zones. He got the email too, though. Like, so both of us got it. Cool. I read the requirements for that. Bro, it felt like they described my life. I'm like, there's no way that this scholarship aligns so perfectly, like, with my story. Like, it talked about doing stuff in community, like entrepreneurship, like journeys and like your upbringing background. I'm like, yo, y'all feeding into my college essay, right? Bro, I use the same essay I applied to college. Like I'm like, y'all fed right into it. Cool. I applied to that jump. Me and my close friend Yoma, we fasted and prayed a couple of days. And like I wasn't even fasting to win that scholarship. Like it was a period of time in my life where I really needed to lock in. But like one of my prayer points during that fast though was to go to school for free. Like, regardless however it's paid for, whether it's through multiple scholarships, whatever the way is, like, just for it to be free. Like, I didn't want to go through a hassle, bro. Like, I just wanted to get that out the way. Like, because my thought process as being a barber for a long period of time was, like, how much do I even actually want to go to college? If I didn't get injured in high school from cutting hair and my back hurting, bro, I heavily would have considered, like, just being a barber because of how much money I could potentially make.
Of course.
So, after that fasting period, like, a couple weeks later, I get a call. They're like, hey, this is so-and-so representing Morgan Stanley through Howard. And they're like, yeah, like you won the scholarship. You're getting a full ride to Howard. Mind you, the scholarship when I applied told me it was just full tuition. So I'm over here doing math. I'm like, okay, tuition, 28 bands at this time. Add this to the 30. So I'm like putting that together. Cool, like that's going to be enough to pay for school. They're like, nah, whatever you had before, wipe that out. Like this zone is everything covered 4 years. And that right there from that day was raps, man. I'm going to Howard, bro, no question. Like. That took my commitment pictures that same week, bro. Like,
congrats, man. Congrats. That's a big. That's big time. Like on some real shit, that really is big time. So congrats, dog. And it's funny because like like we both know now that my aunt is like, that's crazy. So for the people that don't know, my aunt became his like one of his mentors at Morgan Stanley. So I thought I should just point that out. Right?
Yeah, that was literally the connect. Like I'm in New York with her on a trip with Morgan Stanley. She's like, oh. Yeah, my nephew. Your nephew, Kyle. Now we here, like
small circle, man, small circle. So then, all right, now we going into Howard, right? Now, what is the goal, especially for someone that everything you did in high school, especially to a lot of people, like the perspective is, you overdid what would be expected of a high school student, right? Now you're in college. Are you aware of, I guess, the success that the college students are having at Howard prior to going in? And what was the expectation you were putting on yourself, whether it was to come here and take over and do your own thing, or kind of just fit in? Or where were you at with that?
Howard is a school full of main characters, right? Everybody here was top dog wherever they came from.
Yep.
My number one priority, like socially coming into college, was making sure I didn't enter an environment where I was instantly that dude based off of doing nothing.
Okay.
Because I feel like any amount of success I got in BG, it was like, oh yeah, OC, you on that? Like, oh yeah, that's tough. That was cool, but I still feel like I was doing nothing. And looking back now, it's like I really wasn't doing nothing, like compared to stuff that I can do now. So when I got to Howard, it's like I'm surrounded on all these people who are all this, and that. Now it's like, oh, it's a valid comp. Like you really gotta pull something off different at Howard to be distinguished, separated from others. Because what people rejoice about and celebrate at other schools, like be the floor at Howard, like down to even like career wise, like you're looking at some of the companies that some people thrive all 4 years of college to get to. You got folks at Howard knocking that off their first year and laughing like to the next company after that, like after freshman year. Yeah,
like
that's
an
people's
option.
goals. Yeah, it's like it's an option. I'm like, people's final destination is a choice for us here. And then when I realized that, I'm like, this is a lot of power, but it has to be leveraged in the right way. And one of my big goals at Howard was to make sure that like I left no food on the table. Like my brother, he went to a PWI, but he always jokes with me. He's like, HBCUs were meant for people that came from underprivileged communities for them to take advantage of these opportunities when they get here, right? And it's like, I don't come from a fully underprivileged community. Like, yes, there's some privileges we don't have, but like, it's not like 100% full, like, struggle to the T. Which means that if I come in this environment with any type of energy where it's like, I'm finna just take over this, like, you can really take over. Yeah. Because the way that they're feeding our opportunities, the way that they're giving us these scholarships and these jobs and stuff like that, like,
hand them out.
It's so easy that you have people in this environment actually not doing anything and still being successful. Yeah. So now it makes you think, like, what is my actual metric for success? And it's like, once you raise that bar, you start doing more, it's like, there's really no limit to what you can do here. Because you start taking all that normal stuff people doing, multiplying it. Oh, I want to work at this company because this is what I like, this is my interest. I'm going to be there. Like, I've never been in an environment so much where it's like, you actually talk about what you want to do and how you're going to do it, then you really do it. Like, that's casual here. Like, folks will really go around like, hey, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. It can sound crazy as hell. Make it happen.
And they get it done quick and in a hurry. Yeah. No, that's crazy. So then I guess, like, really the question is, right, you come in, you ran for Mr. Freshman?
Nah, not Mr. Bro.
You ran for...
I'm tired of people calling me Mr. Howard, Mr. Freshman, Mr. This. I've never had any Royal Court position in my life. But if you go to other states, if you go back to PG, you go anywhere outside of Howard, like, anybody who knows me through, like, social media or anything like that, through communities, back on anything, it's literally, oh, me, you Mr. Howard. If I got called Mr. Howard today, like, I was at a graduation day, like, oh, you Mr. Howard. I'm not. I'm actually not, bro. I'm not Mr. Howard, bro. Freshman year, I ran for School of Business freshman president.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do Mr. Howard because, like, I wasn't with the Royal. Like, Royal Court is amazing, bro, but it's like, it's just not like my swag. Like, it's not something I can see myself doing. Mm-hmm. School of Business freshman president, I looked at that as like, okay, I've been in leadership positions the past 4 years in high school. Let me get in something that I can leverage to help me academically as well. Like, help me something that can do, like, towards my career and academics more so than just, like, clout type of thing. Gotcha. And not saying other roles are for clout, but I knew that I can leverage this role for more than just that. Okay.
So then I guess the question is, at what point at Howard did you understand the politics and understand that, yeah, like you said, there's shiny positions out there, right? There's positions that to us that are students that aren't aware of what's going on behind closed doors are like, those are the positions. At what point did you understand that, okay, these are actually the positions that I can get into where I can reach more people, where I can make more connections, where I can affect the school in a more progressive way?
So at the tail end of my freshman year, I got tapped in with Springfest. Okay. Now me, like, going into college, like, my main thing too, also aside from college, like, I was like on my celebrity barber wave. That's when I was like, okay, I'm cutting some NBA athletes, I'm cutting these D1 players. Like, I'm going like around, like, I'm getting flown out, doing all this stuff. Like, that spring, I had just got flown out to LA to go cut Jared McCain and all this stuff. Like, I'm thinking like, damn, like, this is what I'm gonna like be on in school. Mm-hmm. So when Springfest is coming up, I'm like, okay, whatever artists come in, like, let me cut these artists, right? Cool. I get tapped in with a couple of folk running the joint, find out, okay, G Herbo money back coming. Like, I want to cut G Herbo. Like, I'm gonna do that. So I came around with that intention, like, hey, I'm gonna work on Springfest. I'm gonna cut G Herbo. whole time I end up working the actual event, like, and doing like the midst of what's going on and learn the whole entire like process of what happens. And I'm like, yo, I should be doing this. Like,
Yeah.
Just the side of the school I should be on. I ain't end up cutting Herbert. Like, I linked up with them, kicked it backstage, like we was vibing. And that's when I learned, like, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything to try to cut these people no more. Like, I actually just want to curate this whole entire experience as a whole. Like, my goal is no longer to get into a room to cut somebody's hair. It's to create the room.
Gotcha.
So now from there, sophomore year, was tapped in on Springfest again, and with this UGSA does Springfest, by the way, and I got tapped in to be a coordinator for an event. Did a partnership with YouTube. Then helped a little bit on the concert. I wasn't mainly focused on the concert. I was doing the partnership for the first few events of the week. Did that. Then after that, I ended up coming into the executive coordinator role of UGSA for this school year, which is essentially like president. So like in most cases, because if you don't know how our politics and positions, you just have to go with what people know the titles to be. So I would go with like UGSA president. That was my role. And this year, like it really showed me, bro, like the ins and outs of what be going down here, man. Like I knew that there was like a couple issues here and there, like sophomore year. Like, I seen what was going on. Like I seen the politics, seeing how hard it was to pull stuff off. But like being essentially what they would consider the top dog in the situation and being the one having to go through a lot of like it was a lot, bro. And that's when I learned like, bro, Howard is a lot of politics. Like it's not all this logic and your own thought process and trying to do what works. You like you ever explain a scenario to anybody that's not within this environment? They'd be like, what? That doesn't make sense. Or just, why don't you just do this? Why don't you? I'm like, nah, bro. Like, y'all trying to be logical here.
Yeah.
That's not how business is done
It's
at
not
this
logical at all. Yeah. Okay. So then, I mean, we got to dive into that a little bit. You know,
I'm gonna dive in what I can, bro.
I was say,
for sure.
To speak on.
sure.
That's what it sounded like.
So,
I mean, I'm going into retirement, like anyway, so I'm cooling. But like, you know.
So I guess like dive into that a little bit. I guess because from my perspective, right, from a perspective of someone, I go to a HBCU. I'm a young black man. I would think that everybody's on your side. Everyone that looks like you is on your side, right? Wants to see everything succeed. Where does the friction kind of happen or the butting of heads?
It's in what you just said. Like, you would think everybody's on your side, everybody wants you to succeed, which they do, just not at the cost of them.
Yeah.
You got to remember, too, like, this is a university, right? But people are employed to this university. So part of it as well also needs to be a business. And it's like, when you get in that crossfire, and this is another thing we have in our communities, black people as well, we all want to see each other win, and like there's like the black love, like looking out for people, all these things. That only goes so far because it's like, how much are you willing to leverage emotions and like your feelings for people in a situation versus what actually needs to be done for business. And now it's like everybody that's in some type of leadership position ends up having like a side of, my mentor just told me the other day, he's like, there's no way you can be in a leadership role at a HBCU and not have bad relationships. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, bro, just think about it. Like, you have to disappoint people to get stuff done because there's an entitlement and expectation from everybody. But it's like we're already not ran perfect to the T. So it's like we're already not ran perfect. There's an entitlement and expectation from this set of people. But then you have to make sure that the business needs to get done here so we can all keep this thing running. You're gonna have problems.
Of course.
Like,
Yeah. No, I mean, that do make sense. That do make a lot of sense. My thing is just that at the end of the day, I don't know. And again, like, I don't have the same perspective of you. It's like, I don't see it. So I'm a little ignorant to that realism of, you know, business needs to get done. For me, it's more so like we got to please everybody, you know? And I don't know who from a higher standpoint is trying to please everybody. And maybe those are the people that are not getting as much done. Are there people like that where it's like, I want to get everything done for everybody, and it kind of slows down their agenda?
I think so. I want to stop the narrative that like anybody's like out to get anybody, anybody's evil. Like, I think if you go to everybody individually, everybody will always have their own perspectives on like the outcomes of how things occur at Howard. Like, from whether you're in leadership, a student, from any direction, you have your own perspective on it. But what I can say is though, like, there are people like who their jobs does have to do with the engagement and what's going on and like how good the community is, like what's happening, and like they want to make sure that they put on like a good representation of that every single year. But the problem is, like, if you're staff, you're not the student. Like, and the staff itself can't force that good experience, like, on the students. Like, it has to be curated by students that are in the leadership positions.
Gotcha.
So now, in turn, the pressure it would go from whoever's on top, which is admin, down to more admin, down to staff, then, like, the bottom, which is students. But like you just said, like, you're oblivious to a lot of what goes on. So it's like, if something you don't like happens or something happens, like, you're going to blame two things. You're going to either blame admin or whoever you know in these positions. And 9 out of 10, like, a lot of these students don't even know who's in any type of leadership. Most of these students don't even know who's in the president's office, who's inside student affairs. They don't know who's in camp. Like, nobody knows who's in actually any of these, like, levels of the offices. Like, students just be knowing other students who are in leadership. They may know, like, one person in it. So, like, as a student, that pressure come down to you now, where it's like, I must deliver so that the school population don't hate me and be like, yo, this was mid, this is you. Like, you're like, it's a lot of pressure to make sure you deliver on behalf of the students. And on top of that, like, I know for me personally, I don't like putting out BS in any context of life. Like, if my hands is on something, I want it to be quality.
Of course.
If my name is attached to something, I want it to be quality. It goes back to what I told you earlier about them haircuts. Like, when I first started cutting hair, you ain't see me post nothing until I thought it was quality.
Yeah.
Whether that was 8 months in a year and whatever it was, like, you weren't going to see me show anything that wasn't up to par because I don't want you to have this taste in your mouth. Now, do I believe that that's the right way to do business in every single context? No. But for a school with 10,000 people, I don't want my name on program. I'm not doing anything that I don't feel like is up to par. If we're going to put something out, like, I want everybody to enjoy, have fun, like, be amazed by what's going on. I don't want to be attached to anything that's mid.
Okay. And like you said, somebody gets attached, they get blamed. We was talking before Springfest, before that concert. I had seen you outside, and you was telling me how, like, people was getting on you because of, you know, how it got moved, and it was inside a Burr. We talking about the concert right now. Looking back now, you know, being able to kind of, we done gone through it, reflecting on it. How do you feel like that event went?
The event was tough, bro. Like, it was like, I'm in the midst of it. I'm like, I'm thinking, like, this is a really good event. After what I heard, like, people were like, nah, that joint was crazy. Like, it might need to stay inside, like, stay and stuff like that. Like, and for context, like, the frustration was the Springfest concert last year was outdoors. And when we worked on that, put that together, cool, like, it was an amazing experience. Like, a lot of students were able to come, cool. We try to run it back outside this year, too. Because of financial constraints and issues, like, we were kind of put in a position with the school where it's like, either you have the concert inside or you don't have it at all, especially because of, like, funding and all that stuff. Like, it was a lot across the board. I could really go into detail on it, but it's essentially the concert wasn't going to happen, and we were trying to find ways to make it happen. And, like, they talked about the auditorium. I'm like, bro, we're not having Gunna One in the auditorium, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're not doing that, bro. Like, we need to accommodate Gunna, bro. So that's when the gymnasium came into play, and it worked out because we were able to get, like, 3,000 plus students and make that work better. But there was a frustration with us moving it inside because the automatic thought process is like, nah, I can't guarantee I get a ticket. Nah, I can't come. Like, if it's inside, like, everybody wasn't able to get a ticket, but a lot of people were still able to come. Cool. And I hated that because I'm a leader of inclusivity, not like general inclusivity, but inclusivity in terms of making sure that everybody gets to be a part. I don't like levels to stuff and, like, you being a part of this team. Like, not like, literally, like, I want everybody to get an equal experience. So it hurt me that everybody couldn't be able to go. But there was a lot of frustrations on that. You know, Fizz is taking over our campus, bro. Like, social media, like,
Of course.
we're going crazy about it. Like, yeah. So I'm saying, I'm getting killed, bro. I'm getting death threats. I'm getting every type of threats in the world, bro. Like,
That's
about everything. Like,
It's that deep?
Yeah, I mean,
Cause Fizz is
bro, it's you get somebody anonymous. You get somebody anonymous fingers, bro. They finna go stupid. Bro.
They
like,
darkest. I feel like Fizz lets everyone really express how they really feel. Yeah.
So, I don't have the app, bro, but, like, sometimes when I see what people post, I'm like, well, at least somebody's telling the truth, bro. Like, that's how I be feeling, because, like, at least people are saying what they truly think. And it's like, what I don't like is an environment where people aren't, like, being authentic on what they think. Now, in terms of the bullying, the trolling, and all that, like, that's a different topic. But cool. So all that's going on, and when we had that convo, what I was essentially telling you was like, yeah, I'm getting killed for this, but, like, what's the options? Like, what's the choices?
Yeah.
Now, post the concert, concert was tough. Oh yeah, Gunna came through. Like, it was fun. Like, cool. Everybody's enjoying it. People who weren't there, like, dang, I really missed that. People who were there, like, bruh, like, oh, y'all gotta run this back. Like, it's tough to them.
Yeah.
And, like, that whole experience just showed me that no matter what you do, there's no way you're ever gonna make everybody happy, bro. Like this, like me being at the top of UGSA for this past school year showed me that like I'm essentially responsible for the experience of 10,000 plus people. There's no way in hell I'm actually gonna make 10,000 plus people happy with every single move that I make. The most I can do is try to appeal to majority of them. But everybody, that's not gonna happen. So in turn, you can't trip, bro. Like you can't trip about stuff you can't control or trying to make. In life, it's never good to try to satisfy anybody in life, bro. Like
of course. And some people learn that the easy way. Some people learn that the hard way.
yeah.
So I guess now for you, like you say, you retiring from that. You're not a senior, you're a junior. Yeah. You still got a whole nother year. What is someone like you who I guess to most, again, the perception is you done accomplished a lot. You done did more than most people have done at a school where people are doing a lot. What's next for you? What are you trying to accomplish in this last year?
I'm trying to make sure that like everybody who comes after me and anything that I do, whether it's my major, school of business, whether it's leadership, anything, like can do it the best way possible. You know, like I feel like a lot of stuff that I was thrown into a Howard, got into a Howard was like always a learning experience, like going on the fly, on the go, and making my own way of it. And it's like me going through a lot of these Howard experiences shows me that like if people would actually hand me the keys over to work on them fully, like I can prototype all the way out to like take over, like and run the world. And it's like obviously I'm not gonna have that much control or nothing like that, but like it makes me so invested in the younger community. Like the amount of sophomores that I'm tapped into and like that like I'm like mentoring and like investing like my time into, it's like I know they're gonna be great, and I think I get more excitement from seeing the potential of what they can do more so than what I can do, what I have planned. But like in terms of like my own specific plans for senior year, bro, I'm trying to get up out of here too, like on time, like bro, like I didn't see the importance. I didn't get like that crazy excitement for graduation until watching this past class graduate. I'm like, yeah, I see why they be trying to get up out of here. Like, and also like career wise, like I'm trying to make sure I got all that straight. Like I'm looking at what I'm trying to do post grad, like full time situation where I want to be at. Like I'm starting to move over more into my passions and everything that I like enjoy doing. And
is there a pressure to not be that guy in college, not just that guy in college? Because some people are able, depending on the environment you put them in, they really will prosper, right? There's some people that really are made for the college lifestyle, and then they go into the professional lifestyle, and you don't hear anything from them. Is there a pressure for you, someone who at high school, did a lot, college did a lot, now you go into a professional world, a world that's not as structured as high school and college was, where this is focused amount of people, you're with a bunch of other big dogs, and then there's bigger dogs. Is there a pressure at all for you to do the most, or is that some vision you already have for yourself, or are you just trying to?
It's definitely a pressure, but like contrary to popular belief, like I actually don't like the attention and stuff. Like I don't like, I've never been like an attention seeking guy, like to want to be in the center or something. It just so happened to be that like I had like God gave me a gift of influence. And it's like no matter what I've ever done or what I've tried to do, I always end up in a position of influence. It's just a matter of how I want to use that influence. Mm-hmm. And I feel like now it's time to take it and start trying to do more of the work of God and like showing love more so than like what I want to do or stuff that appeases the world. Like let's actually help people be better people. Like let's actually help people win. Like bring more people to Christ. Like let people be more successful. Like lead people in that way, more so than just like engagement and things like that. Because even in terms of me not coming back this year, like I got reelected as a rep, like go through the interview process. I was like, I had to like that. This stuff was on the table. It didn't line up right for me to come back. Cool, like that doesn't happen now. But like now that opens up my time to do more of like what I actually want to do. Like okay. In that conversation we had a few weeks back, like I was we talked about it.
Cook.
Damn.
What was that? You was really finna get into that. I know you was.
I'm a rerun. What question did you ask me for me to get into that?
I had asked you. I'm about to rerun this too. I had asked you. Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt the the video. I just want to show a little bit of love to y'all. First 5 people that DM me, they cash app on Instagram. On my Instagram, it was at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna send y'all a little something. Nothing crazy. We ain't up like that yet, but just a little bit of love, bro. Again, I really appreciate y'all even getting it this far. So, all love. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Brains. I like how this was.
No cap. All right, go ahead, bro. Wait.
Oh, 19. We good.
No,
actually, 19% actually. We good.
You taking that 0.5?
Yeah.
That 0.5 easy.
Let me lock in, bro.
Nah. Good. Yeah, this is the part of the show where we take some 0.5 type shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga like
Yeah.
0.5. Go ahead.
I mean, like, essentially, like, you know, like, I spent the last month, like, debating since our last conversation, you know, I had with you, like, about coming back and, like, whether I wanted to do it or not. You know, I put in this 3-year run at Howard, like, doing a lot. And it's like, it just showed me, like, I didn't spend so much time in my life, like, being in these leadership roles, like, investing in other people, doing all these things. And it's like, how much stuff am I doing for, like, the work of God, you know? Like, what am I doing to, like, for the betterment of people? So, you know, like, lo and behold, like, even though I get elected as rep, to come back as a rep, everything don't line up for me to come back in my role, if you just say. So it's like, now I actually get my time back. Like, I can actually go into retirement, like, and I can do more of the work that I want to do. Like, I can invest in people. Like, I can mentor these youngsters that I got at Howard and other schools. Like, I can help people win. And, like, that's more of the stuff that, like, I want to do anyway. Like, I want to do God's work. Like, I want to bring more people to Jesus. Like, I want to do that stuff. And now I got more time to do so. And, like, I don't even know what a life looks like without being inside of a role. Like, and lo and behold, it becomes my senior year of college where I finally get to experience that, you know?
Okay. Now, where's Ose in 5 years? What is he doing? What does it look like? Just paint the picture for everybody. Where Ose is in 5 years?
I hate when people ask me this, bro. Like,
It's a real question though. Like, you really.
It makes me look like I'm not like a future planner or something, but like I really am though, bro. Like I do be planning, but it's like, you know, I live by like Proverbs 3:5, bro. Like, trust in the Lord. Like, you gotta lean not on your understanding, but lean on Him. Like, and like my understanding of what I be wanting to do and like my plans. Like, everybody know Jeremiah 29:11 too. Like, I'm saying, nor the plans the Lord has for you too. Like, my understanding of what my plans be, like, it don't really be mattering, bro. Cause like whatever God wants is what ends up prevailing anyway. It's like I can say whatever I want to say about 5 years, but it's gonna change based off of what God wants. And like career wise, I can speak to you like career wise. Like, I know I fully made that transition from corporate side to like sports and everything. Like I knew what I was doing in college. Like, I necessarily didn't like all the stuff I was doing career wise. I wanted to move over to sports. Now I'm about to go intern with the NFL this summer. Hopefully that turns into like a full time, if not like another sports like role in full time or something that I can kind of line up with what I want to do. I see myself doing that. Now, I was anti post grad. I was anti school. Everybody know me know I'm anti school. I've actually changed.
Yeah.
I see some value in post grad. I don't know what it's gonna be, whether it's gonna be law school or an MBA, what it's gonna be, but like I feel like I'm in line to do something crazy. Like, I did so much undergrad, like having it as an option is kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
I might just want to take advantage of that. Like, see what I can do post grad, especially if it can help me jump or leverage stuff that I want to do in the sports industry. So we'll see, but definitely working first. I ain't gonna go back to school straight. Gonna work first, see what the
Stack some
vibe
bread,
is. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? See what I can get into. Then, you know what I'm
And
saying,
is that more like a I'm stacking the bread, or is it more like I'm putting my foot in the water just to see what it's like experience wise?
I think people make decisions without actually knowing what they want to do too many times, and that's kind of crazy,
Facts.
right? Like we make decisions, we're making decisions acting like we're informed, and we're just not.
Not at all.
And that's kind of how I view like post grad. If you're not going to school to be like a doctor, like a lawyer, like how you making a decision that you want to go straight to school after, like on something like, not saying those are only fields, but like those are things that you know you have to do this to get here.
Yeah.
In my case, it's like I can't even properly explain to you what this degree will do for me or why I need it unless I go work first and see why. I want to go get a master's in business. Like, a lot of people get MBAs to pivot careers. I don't even know if I'm pivoting or not. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I need to go hop into the field and see like what I'm doing and see how this can properly benefit me so that when I go do it and come back, I can actually advance. If I choose now to enroll into a master's program straight from college into master's in business or something like that, right? I'm the same entry level role when I finish at whatever company I got the offer from as I was before. So like, I don't really see the value. Not saying you shouldn't go to master's school directly, but like in my case specifically, it doesn't help as much unless I had some crazy opportunity where like it was paid for or something like that.
Gotcha. All right, man. I ain't got nothing else. We don't do no outros here. You know, no intro, no outro. You feel me? It kind of just
Unscripted.
Yeah, it kind of just end right here, man. Nah, but I do want to say while we on camera, man, I appreciate you, bro. Like how we was talking about off camera. You know, this is a privilege at the end of the day. And I understand that. Like, and again, I just want to say thank you. I want to give you your flowers too for everything you have done, man. I pray that there's a lot more in store for you, man. I pray that this really is your floor. As much as it might be someone else's ceiling, pray that you know.
Don't
God
say it
got
like that,
big.
man. That's cocky, bro. Like, you know
what you mean?
See, you said my floor might be somebody else's ceiling. Like,
it might be somebody else's ceiling. No, that's real.
Bro.
That is real. That is real.
Keep it humble over here, bro.
Nah,
like,
for sure.
It's always like my whole life, bro. Everything I've done, bro, it's by the grace of God, bro.
For sure.
Like,
of course.
You gotta remember that,
Can't
bro.
do anything
like,
without him.
At the end of the day, like, you can say that it's my floor and somebody else's ceiling. Bro, that could be their calling, man. Like, that could be their calling. They could be saving more lives and bringing more souls to God through that way. Like,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't view it like that, bro.
Everybody
got a purpose. Everybody got a plan, bro.
Like, yeah. Nah, but damn, I mean, you feel me? Just like appreciate you, bro.
I hear you, bro.
Nah, but I mean that's all we got, man. That's all we got. For to turn these cameras on.
Great episode, man.
No cap, bro. Nah, I really appreciate you though, bro. On some real shit, bro. On
bro.
some real shit, like. Yeah. Bam. And we can actually hear, and it looks like this looks fire. Harmony, speak.
Hello.
Katie, speak.
Yo, how y'all doing today? It's Katie in the cut.